Well, in the mid-70s, my parents decided to build a second-storey extension on the house. I think it was 1974, and my sister and I got to choose a new bedroom each. She chose the one with the view of the backyard, and I chose the one with the view of the drive-in screen. Now, it wasn't next door, it was a little way away, and you needed binoculars to see it clearly, but I think I fell in love with the drive-in theatre, and in fact everything to do with cinema, right from that point. Cinemas in Australia over the last 100 years have come through more ups and downs than a roller coaster. The important thing to me is that we always retain a couple of examples at least of how previous generations saw movies. The first drive-in opened in Australia, in Melbourne, in the suburb of Burwood in 1954 in February, and it was an immediate success. A lot of suburban cinemas were closing when TV came in, and drive-ins enjoyed probably a 20-year golden period. Well, my working career was as an assistant projectionist initially, then as a projectionist, and in those early days, whilst I visited drive-ins all the time, I actually worked in city theatres. I've been a film collector for a long time, and I've tried to specialise in theatrical shorts and cartoons. They're something that always made up the first half of a program at a cinema or a drive-in, and it's something that's not as easily available on DVD. So old theatrical shorts, travelogues, cartoons, to get them on film in their original format is one of the things I love collecting. The most obvious thing to collect from a drive-in theatre is the speaker. It's the single thing that if you hold up to somebody, that brings back the memories. Here's a speaker that I think is uniquely Australian. It was a Wallace drive-in speaker developed by the Wallace Drive-in Theatre Company based in Adelaide. Now here's a crazy idea for a drive-in theatre speaker, one that's made out of plastic. It's quite a rare collectible these days because they simply did not last. If the sun didn't bleach them till they were brittle and crumbled on the post, cars would drive over them and they'd be crushed in a second. Having a large number of speakers enabled me to start trading and selling so I could afford to travel and visit more drive-ins across Australia and later on the United States. I have many plans of drive-in theatres that were built and some that were not built. I have a few thousand photographs of drive-ins. I have a large collection of drive-in logos. Visit the snack bar. It's interval time, and it's not something that a lot of people would think to or would have access to collect. But being a projectionist, a lot of these ended up in the bin. Of course, I grabbed them straight back out of the bin. Perhaps the pride of my collection would be a character called Skyline Sam. He used to appear in all the Skyline drive-in theatre ads. He'd be at their ticket box. There was miniature ones throughout the cafe. In fact, right throughout the Hoyts drive-ins, you'd find Skyline Sam. From a very young age, I wanted one. So I finally got a Skyline Sam, and that ended a 25-year quest. The ultimate drive-in collectible, of course, is a drive-in theatre, and we do own a drive-in theatre. We've got 3 massive screens, and I always wanted to own a drive-in screen. They're a little hard to store, so the best place is to have them at a drive-in.